Hey everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 10, Episode 9, Until We Leave Again. It has been a long time since this show has had a new episode on the air. Has it been a month? Maybe. In any case, if anyone needs a refresher of what happened during episode 8, I will leave a link to my recap of that episode right up here. You can go ahead and watch that and then come right back and watch this one because we are picking up at the exact moment that we left off in episode 8. Denise and Aaron are walking out of Kyle's Moroccan-themed barbecue party. I don't know. I don't really understand it. In any case, they're walking out, and Denise is telling Aaron, do not say a word. The cameras are on us. Oh, that part was funny. What wasn't so funny was that Aaron then threatened to crush her hand. So, yeah. Rinna goes running after them barefoot, less because I think she is concerned and cares about Denise, and more so that she can report back to the other ladies what Denise said. You know, Denise told her that she hurt her feelings and she said, you know what, I do want to talk to you, Lisa. Not right now on camera, but you hurt my feelings. With the other ladies in the backyard, Kyle is saying how she doesn't appreciate when husbands butt in. Honestly, this is probably going to be the one time I agree with Kyle. I don't like that either. Listen, there is a way you can support your wife if you feel like she's being ganged up on. But that is not how Aaron handled it. He was very condescending. You know, maybe he was upset on behalf of Denise, but also he interrupts Denise. And let's not forget, we know that he likes to hear the sound of his own voice. I think he fancies himself quite the teacher. You know what I mean? Like if you're at a cocktail party with him or if you're sitting next to him on a bus, he is going to speak and you're going to learn something from what he just said. That's the kind of guy he is. Anyway, Denise tells Rinna that she hurt her feelings, but, for another time, because right now Aaron needs a steak, and they're headed to a strip club. So Rinna sprints back, still running in her bare feet, to immediately, no, I take that back, not immediately. First, she pours herself a glass of wine, and then she immediately tells the ladies, guess where they're going now? Yeah, she's such a good friend. After she tells them they're going to a strip joint, Sutton goes, oh, come on. That ain't right. Now, you might think that Sutton is saying that because she thinks it isn't right to go to a strip club. No, she elaborates in her confessional. She said, if you want to do that, then just reply no. I have other plans. Steaks and strippers. Yeah. Yes, of course, Sutton's issue was just the etiquette of leaving a party early to go somewhere else. They should have just declined the invitation. I mean, she's not wrong. They really should have declined the invitation. Erica, missing the point yet again, said, oh, she's not okay talking about threesomes, but she's okay going to a strip club? Newsflash, she's not bringing Eloise. So yeah, she can hold both of those opinions in her brain at the same time. Garcelle thankfully said, not in front of her kids. Come on, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you ladies right now if my boys were within earshot. Anyway, everyone starts heading home. Well, Garcelle and Teddy round up the kids and they leave. The other ladies are in that tent chatting, which ends up with pole dancing. On the center pole that's holding that tent up, I am impressed with the strength of that pole. However, I was hoping that the whole tent would collapse on top of the ladies. Okay, Sutton is having a trunk show. All the ladies are invited, but Rinna is not going to make it because she's going to be out of town. Dorit is working on her dream closet that holds 226 pairs of shoes. How many do I have? And her assistant said, you have 229. And she goes, well, I can get rid of 4 pair of shoes. Good to know. You only need to get rid of 3 for the math to work, but I suppose that will give you space to buy a new pair of shoes. We see Kyle and her sister Kim in the car together. Kyle is driving Kim to an appointment with her plastic surgeon. I guess Kim had a benign tumor removed from one of her breasts, and it created a little malformation after that in the spot where the tumor was removed. And also her implants are deflating because they're 30 years old. So she has scheduled surgery to have them removed and have a nice little lift in the process. There's a little scene of Aaron teaching Sammy how to drive. Denise tells us that he's way calmer than Charlie. That Charlie took her out once and she hit a bush and it was all over. He's never going to take her out again. We get another plastic surgery scene with Lisa and Erica. I guess they're getting sculpting done. Erica on her stomach and Rinna on her butt. And while Rinna's butt is jiggling all over the place, she is giving Erica advice on how to play Roxy in Chicago. We go back to a scene a couple days later, and it is the day of Kim's surgery, and Kyle's very worried. She's in the waiting room. In her confession cam, she tells us that it was reminding her of when her mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. They went to the doctor, and she came home, and it was already stage 3, and she said that her mom did not handle it very well at all. She said, I think we wished that she was more like, it's going to be okay. These things happen. It's just life. You guys are going to be fine. That sort of thing that would be more calming, I guess, for her daughters. But that was not her mom. That was not the way she was. She was very scared to die. She kept saying, I don't want to miss anything with you girls. I don't want to die. And that made it really, really hard on, I guess, the whole family. In any case, Kim comes out of surgery. It went great. She looks a little rough, but, she just got out of surgery. And more importantly, it all went well. I should also say, I guess the important part I missed was that while they were in there, they were also going to see if there were any more signs of anything, tumors or anything like that. But I guess everything looked great. We have a little scene with Garcelle. She's moving into that house she was having built, and she has a date that night. And she was asking her nanny, I guess, or maybe it was her assistant, if she could stay with the boys that night or come Friday night. And she said, yeah. So then in her confessional, she said, a lot of women have daddy issues. And my father was very emotionally unavailable, and I think that might be why I choose men who are emotionally unavailable. She didn't have much of a relationship with him at all. And then when he was dying, her father wrote her a letter, and he gave it to her mom. And because her mom knew that Garcelle didn't want anything to do with him, she never gave her the letter, and then he died. And then somehow it got lost or misplaced, and nobody knows where the letter is. And she said, I don't know how he felt about me, if he was proud of me, and now I'll never know. It was really sad. Okay, now we are at Sutton's trunk show, and she's working with a bunch of different jewelry designers, and I guess they're showing their collections at her new store. All the ladies are there except, as I said before, Rinna, who's out of town, and Garcelle, who is moving. Denise and Aaron are coming. No other husbands. Well, Sutton's boyfriend, Michael, is there, but Sutton's the host, so maybe that's a little bit different. But before they get there, Dorit says that she wished she had talked to Denise before Aaron butted in like this, because the lesson she learned the hard way was when PK stepped in to defend her against Erica. And then we get a flashback to when PK told Erica, you're not deliberately cold, you're just inherently cold. Yes, that one was, that was rough. So now Denise and Aaron show up, and Dorit sees them first, and she kind of greets them. It's all very nice, you know. Sutton welcomes them, and then Dorit tells them where all the other ladies are, and they go over to the table where the ladies are. Denise says hello and is kind of acting like everything's fine. And then she asks Sutton where the ladies' room is, and skedaddles out of there, leaving Aaron with the ladies. So Kyle's like, oh, well, I wanted to talk to her about, you know, my party, but obviously I don't want to do it behind her back, but I just want to get things, you know, cleared up. So, you know, we'll wait for Denise to return. Aaron's like, yeah, we'll wait for her to come back. Erica, Aaron, you called us bad people. And he goes, no, I didn't. I never call anyone a bad person. I just observe. And Erica goes, well, you asked us if we could look ourselves in the mirror. And he goes, well, can you? Erica, yes, I can. And Aaron goes, well, okay, great. Then you solved that problem. What? Solved what problem? He is still being very condescending. And Teddy's like, you were belittling. And he goes, okay, if that's how you feel. And Teddy goes, you know what you're doing. Aaron, do I? Teddy goes, yes. Aaron, well, what? What am I doing then? Spell it out. And Erica goes, like you don't think you were mansplaining to us at Kyle's barbecue? And Aaron goes, I speak direct. And Erica goes, so do we. And then Teddy's like, well, you know, if you're going to take the moral high ground. And he goes, moral high ground? Really? Are we really going to go there again? You guys, what is happening? How has this entire season become about an argument that I can't even understand? Like, I literally cannot understand it. Listen, I hated Puppygate. I hated it. Went on too long, whatever. But at least I understood it. She said this. She said that. Somebody was lying. I mean, there was something to it. It dragged on all season. It was a disaster, but I understood it. But this? Threesome Gate? What are they arguing about exactly? Talking explicitly in front of children? I'm sure none of the ladies are exactly in favor of it. So if that's not it, is it that they think Denise is a hypocrite because she did some racy movies in her past and she likes to go to strip clubs and eat steak, but she doesn't want sex talk in front of her kids? I mean, that's not exactly being hypocritical. Is it because she was once married to Charlie Sheen, and so what's the difference because these kids have already heard it all? Side note, I have to say, in Denise's defense, I remember a time when Denise wanted to foster or take in Charlie's twins from another woman, that Brooke Mueller, I think was her name. Brooke went into rehab and Charlie couldn't take care of the kids by himself. Denise offered to take them in. Charlie's kids with another woman. So I think Denise has a very nurturing side to her, and I think she's very protective of her own children, but children in general. So I don't find her to be a hypocrite. I don't think she can't hold two thoughts in her head. One, I want to protect my girls from things that are too adult right now. And also, I'm a woman that when I'm alone with my husband and we want to go to a strip club, we can, and that's okay. I can make adult choices when my kids are not around. I think both makes perfect sense to me. I don't think it's hypocritical. So then that brings us back to the original question. What is this fight really about? I suspect it's mostly about the fact that Denise called them out on camera, however you want to say it, and they don't appreciate the perception maybe that they were doing something that makes them look like bad moms. And I don't think what they did was so horrible either. They were at an adult table. It was outside and the conversation turned a little adults, and they were just kind of going with it and having fun. And I think I would have thought, oh, the teenagers over at the other table aren't really even paying attention to us. Garcelle mentioned a threesome. Erica said she was in a throuple. I mean, if it were me and I said it and then the host of the party told me that her kids heard me, I would be like, oh my God, I am so sorry. I really am. I'm sorry. I'm going to just be more cognizant of like who's within earshot. And it would have been the end of it. All I know is this feels like an incredibly ridiculous thing to be the main dispute, like this common thread of the entire season. Really? Anyway, I will say that fortunately or unfortunately, this conversation is the most exciting part of this episode. Just the way they're confronting Aaron. I mean, I'm kind of loving that. Now Aaron is like, do you really want to go there? And Erica goes, do you want to go there? Aaron, do you? It's so dumb. It's so dumb, but it's so funny. Because he thinks he's intimidating. Oh, but sweetie, you have not met Erica Jane Girardi. So he goes, do you? And Erica goes, oh, I'm fine going there. Aaron. Oh, I can go anywhere. Up, down, around, backwards. Denise is back from the bathroom, by the way, at this point. And she's like, oh, I don't think we need to get into anything here. This is a private place. So Aaron goes, I'm done with this conversation. What? You're done with the conversation? I thought you could go up, down, around, and backwards. But now you're just done. So they are trying to say, we just wanted to have this conversation without it being negative. It doesn't have to be negative. We just want to talk through it. Denise, sounding like a broken record. I'm not upset. I wasn't upset. I just wanted to leave, okay? I'm not upset. Let me just play armchair therapist for a minute and say, I don't know if this has to do with Denise's childhood or what, but Denise is like, keep the peace. Everything's fine. I'm not mad. Everything's fine. I'm fine. And everybody knows she's not. You're not fooling anybody. All the ladies know you're not fine. You're not fine. You don't have to say that you are. Teddy says to Denise, well, if you weren't that upset, then why were you calling me names? And she's like, and Teddy goes, that I'm a talking shitster. And we get a flashback, and you can see Dorit's daughter Phoenix kind of jumping around, walking toward her, like behind Denise, where Denise was sitting. I guess when Denise was saying that, but there was no conversation now at the trunk show. So this, I went back twice. It was a little like disjointed for me because when we come back from the flashback, Denise said, I didn't know Phoenix was there. And Teddy goes, that's my point. So like I said, I don't know if somebody said, hey, you're using bad language in front of kids, but that part was cut or whatever. So Denise wants to leave now and takes Aaron by the hand again. Oh, but not before Aaron grants Teddy permission to speak. After he interrupted the conversation earlier and Teddy's like, can I just talk? And he goes, proceed. Nobody needs your permission to talk, Aaron. So anyway, like I said, Denise grabs him. They leave. Aaron tells Denise not to squeeze his hand. Good God. Either Denise has a unusually strong vice-like grip for a woman, or Aaron has the most delicate hands ever, because this is not the first time they've had that conversation. This time Dorit goes after them, and Dorit is trying to, tell them kind of what the ladies were trying to say, but Denise just doesn't want to hear it. Again, she's swearing up and down that she's not upset. It's just that, they're making a scene and there's all this paparazzi around. And Dorit's like, looks around and she goes, there's no paparazzi. The others have gone inside now. Denise and Aaron leave, and Kyle's trying to figure out, well, what do we do now? Because obviously she won't talk to us about it, and she's just gonna pretend like nothing's wrong. So, like, going forward, do we just pretend like nothing's wrong? And Sutton goes, no, that's not healthy. And Erica said, we just shouldn't have any conversation with her anymore. And that is the end of the episode. Yeah, so, I don't know. Beginning of the end for everybody and Denise. Although, previews for next week, it's Kyle and Mauricio's white party, or is it a black and white party this year? Yeah, I think it's a black and white party. And Denise is there. And so is Brandy Glanville. Yeah. Oh, you know what? We're not done with Denise because Denise goes to Rome with everybody, I think, on the big trip. I'm pretty sure. So, we have a few more episodes with her. Maybe she made it the whole season. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you make it the whole season with me. I know I'm going to be recapping. I'm not giving up. I'm not. I get a little frustrated, and I know so many of you guys in the comments are like, ugh, I am so done with this. I'm done with Beverly Hills. I am done with New York, and that whole season is terrible. And yeah, we've struggled. There's been a bit of a struggle for both of those franchises. But I'm chalking it up to 2020, the ultimate dumpster fire of a year. Who knew? Who knew this would be happening? And we are just halfway through it. So anyway, I'm cutting them some slack, and I still find joy, amusement, something hilarious in almost every single episode. I really do. So I hope you guys stick with me for the whole season, and we'll make it fun. All right, thank you so much. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to Jill Informed if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below. Why do you guys think? Like, what do you guys think is the ultimate real reason that all of the ladies just are at odds with Denise? Because I really don't get it. I shouldn't say all of the ladies, because I don't think Dorit is. I don't think Garcelle is. I don't really think Sutton is, to be honest with you. I think all those ladies kind of understand where Denise is coming from. But definitely Erica, she's angry, because I think she thinks she's getting the brunt of it, because she's the one who said she was in a relationship with a couple, or she's been with a couple, whatever it was. So I think she feels particularly maybe attacked. And Kyle, for some reason, even though I don't know that Kyle said anything bad in front of the kids, maybe her language, I don't know. And Teddy, because, Teddy is Kyle's soldier. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I think ultimately... And Rinna blows with whichever way the wind is blowing is the way Rinna will go. And Rinna will fight for that side, right or wrong. So right now I think Rinna is into reporting back to the clique. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I hope to see you next week for the next recap of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Don't forget to wash your hands and wear a mask. Thanks. Bye.